Thank you for ordering Card Party in a Box. Hi, my name is Nicole with Scrapbox Expressions. Card Party in a Box is designed for you to have fun with friends and family through a creative avenue. This card box comes with everything you need to make 16 beautiful cards. It's designed to inspire creativity. We're going to go through everything that comes in your box, so let's get into it. Your party box comes with 16 folded cards, 16 card bases, layers, 16 inserts, and 16 envelopes. The layers for your cards in this box are really cool because they're dual side. So you have an option of this, and there's 4. You have an option of polka dot or this as the back. You've got an option of this with this as the back, and you got an option of this pink with this as the back. Now, when you open up your kit, you're going to see a bag like this. Suggestion is that you take everything out and sort it the way you see it here. That's going to help you and your friends see exactly what you have to work with and what you can use to create. This white package contains your sentiment strips, so you don't need to take this out right away. I chose to do it so that you can see what is in there. Now we have mason jars, pink butterflies, blue butterflies, cutouts from the pink butterfly, what I call a cake builder, which are 3 different texture white papers in different sizes that you can stack. We have some flowers, some rhinestones, some sequins, some white flowers, a variety of butterflies, and your sentiment background and your sentiment strips. You've also got satin ribbon. You have what I call pizza box twine. You have the pink and white and the blue and white, and then you have some taffeta. Your kit also comes with 4 bottles of glue. So we're going to build a few cards. I'm just going to show you a way that you can use some of the items in your kit. There's no wrong or right way to start, but one thing you can do is start by putting in your insert paper. So what I'm going to show you is a quick and easy way to insert your card paper. You don't have to use a lot of glue. This glue is a phenomenal glue. A little goes a long way. There are many glues on the market, and I've tried several of them, but this is a very cost-effective and well sticking glue. So a little goes a long way. So I didn't put it on the very edge. Notice I stayed a little bit in, because when you put your paper in, glue does spread. You want to center it in your card. And just rest it aside. Notice I only put it on one side of the card, because when you open cards, the paper will move. And if you put it on both sides, you'll have a card that is kind of stiff and hard to move. So you want it to be as flexible as possible, so if you need to write, you can put it flat without messing up your card. So that's how you put in your insert paper. When you put your layer onto your card, you're going to measure it just to see that you have an even border. Same principle applies. You're going to put the glue at the tip of your paper, close to the edge, but not touching the edge, because again, this glue is going to spread when you apply it to your paper, and you don't want a big gooey mess. I put a little X in the middle because after a while, sometimes paper warps and the middle rises. So to make sure that stays secure, I put some glue in the center, We are going to make sure that is even. You don't have to press it down right away. You play with it, you move it to where you want it to be, and then you go in and secure it. In your party box, you have a cake builder. Your cake builder is a 3-layer cake that has 3 different textures. There's a lot of fun ways you can play with it. One way is to just do it just as you see it. I'm very artistic and I love art. I love different. So leaving it separated just like this, I think is very fun. You can stagger them on a slanted cut and have a cake that looks like that. You can keep them perfectly straight, line them up with each other, layer it like that, or you can put this on top and turn this around and have a cake that looks like that. So there's a lot you can do. There's no wrong way, there's no right way. This is fun, be creative. I'm going to start off with my larger piece. Put glue around the center. This one is thicker, and I made it thicker so that we can layer on top without taking away from the depth of the cake. So you can do that. If you'd like to, you can add some balloons. If you want this to be a birthday card, you can put some balloons in the corner. I'm not going to do that, but I'm just giving you that as an option. Or you can leave it just as it is. Then you can add your sentiments on top of a layer. You can put it on white and just keep it in a monochromatic tone of the whites and those purples. Or you can make it pop with the pink or any other color you'd like. I'm going to keep it all on white. Now, the only thing you'd need to add here is have a pencil and a ruler if you need to trim. Because I cut these so that you can use it with any of the sentiments, you will need to trim it. So do have a scissor handy. Sometimes I eyeball my cuts and I do really well, but I'm not always the best. And if you feel that it's necessary, have a ruler and that'll help you. What I'm going to do is get my sentiment on here first. And I'm not going to put it in the center because that'll give me more cutting. I'm going to line it up at the border that I would like to have. So I want it just about there. And now to make sure I have even spacing, I'm going to lightly, very lightly, place that line in here. And when I cut it, I'm going to cut it above that line so that line does not show up in my card. So I'm going to use that as a guideline and cut right above it so it does not show up. And then you can either place it here at the bottom or right up top. I like the way it looks up top, so I'm going to put it up here. So that's one simple, beautiful, elegant card that you can elevate with rhinestones or with some of the stone sequence that comes in here. Now to elevate it with the sequence, what I would do is just put some in the middle. So I'm going to use the gold and the silver. I'm going to put 4 dots. And now you can put a little bit more glue for your sequence because you really don't want that to fall off. You want that to hold. And I'm going to put it in a pattern, silver, gold, or however it lands on the card. Let's see. Okay, silver, gold, silver, and gold. Now, it doesn't matter which way you place your sequence, it doesn't. My silver went down with the insert down, so I kept it that way, and I placed the gold the other way. But look at how cute that looks. Something else that comes in your party box is this butterfly cut out. It's the frame of the butterfly that was cut out. So there's several things you can do. You can simply just leave it like that. You can put other butterflies in it, which makes it look kind of like a shaker. So you can fill that with butterflies. Or you can place a sentiment in the background. So that's what I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do here now, before I glue that on, I'm going to center my sentiment here and then play around with how I'd like it to look. So not too much glue. Placing it in the center. And then I'm going to see how I can frame this within here. So it looks something like that. And we'll just pop it on the side like that. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue here and here. That's just going to hold the sentiment in place. So that's how I'd like that to look. Now, if you want to trim it down, you can do so. This may actually look cool a little bit thinner, so I will trim it, but I know exactly where I'd like it to land. Now I've got that situated. I think I want it to go right here. You can put it in the middle, but I want to put it toward the base of the card because I want to put some other butterflies up here. So I'm going to put a thin line. Remember, this goes a long way, so you don't need a lot of it. Put a thin line in. And if you want to, put a little bit to hold there and just place that. And I'm going to use some of the smaller butterflies that I showed you earlier and put those in place. So I'm going to use 3 of them. Really simple, but fun. Now we're going to look at the mason jar. This is a really cool piece. And something that you can do to elevate this and make this look really fun is wrap a twine around it. So I'm going to hold this here so it gives me space for wrapping. for tying rather. I'm going to wrap it 2 times. Oh, it goes a third. And then I am going to tie it. And you can trim off whatever you don't want to stay here. So I'm going to do 2 knots in this so that it stays in place. One, and get the second one in. Now the only reason I'm having a little bit of a time is because I decided to grow my nails. But even with nails, it's doable. So we've got this tied, and we'll just set that just like that. Could place this on here. Now, options. You can put flowers. Or you can place balloons. And you could probably turn this into a balloon holder. So if you put the string up, your balloons can dangle from those 2 strings. So you can do that if you wanted it to be on a more masculine tip, or if you just want balloons coming from your mason jar. I think I'm going to go with this option. So I'm going to put some glue around the tip. Place this right here. Now to get my strings underneath the balloon, I'm going to first put just a little bit of glue here. And a little bit of glue that's going to hold that into place. And then I'm going to add my balloons. So that's another option. And if you want, you can throw butterflies in here, like so, or you can just add some rhinestones if you'd like. So there's a lot you can do to elevate that as well. When you're done, you can add your sentiment strip. What I'm going to do with this one, I'm going to show you how to layer 2 strips. I'm going to go with the blue and the white because the blue is here in the card and the white is here in the background. The first thing you're going to do, you're going to use the white as your back layer and the blue as the top layer. Just as we did before, we're going to center our sentiment on here. If you need to trim anything, you can use a ruler or just eyeball it if you trust yourself. I'm going to put some glue on here. Again, remember, the less cutting you have to do, the better. So I'm going to place it where I'd like it to be. So it's pretty centered here. And I'm going to give myself that same border on the bottom. I do trust myself, so I'm going to just carefully and slowly and steadily hold my hand and trim that off. Now this will get layered on here. So it's got 2 borders. And I'm going to make the white border a little bit wider. I want it to have a little bit more of an edge than the little blue strip does. I'm going to bring it down to about there. And I'm going to cut 2 sides. I'm going to cut here and here. Again, remember, if you don't trust yourself to cut it easily, straightly, there's also ruler and pencil. So the choice is absolutely yours. So look at that, that's pretty cool. So now you can either put it underneath, you can put it across. Sometimes I like the scatter corner, and I'm going to go with that. And there you go. Simple card celebrating you. So some of the options you have here. And I've created a few others before that you can see some different ways. So this is using flowers. This is using the white ribbon and creating some balloons that are flying away. And this is using the cake scatter corner. Now it's time for you and your friends to get going and let us know what you make. Hashtag us at Scrapbox Expressions. Now that you've seen what you have in your party box and what you can do with it, get going. And really, I love to see what people create. So please hashtag me at Scrapbox Expressions on Instagram or on Facebook, and let's see what you do. Enjoy, and remember, have fun. It doesn't have to be perfect. As long as it comes from these hands, it's going to touch someone's heart.